Holy shit! It's me doing a Donkey Kong Country game this time.
Joke's on you, I'm gonna do returns. I'm kidding, probably not.
No, I thought...
Fuck it, I'll do returns.
I was gonna say, one of us has to do something. The only reason
It literally just got an update, so...
I'm only doing DKC 3 because out of the three of us, I'm the one that's played it the most.
I've definitely played it at the very least. I mean, I have played it enough times, but nowhere near as much as the first two.
I played it, got bored
Fair
of it.
enough.
Understandable.
I played the hell out of this.
It's not a... I'll just say, like, it's not a horrible game, but it is definitely the weakest of the trilogy, in a sense. It's still fine.
I wouldn't even say it's because it's the weakest of the trilogy. I say most people didn't play it because at the time this game came out, a certain other game called Mario 64 was already out. So nobody gave a shit about this game at the time.
I do like that Rare even pokes fun at it, because every once in a while when you go into a save room, you'll see Wrinkly playing an N64.
I'm going to show that off. So you can see I had a practice run. I can do this 103%.
I remember 103%. I remember 103% the game, and I'm just like, done. Never touching this again.
Technically, there.
Mother of God, you're showing off the secret of Sire, because her name's right there.
I'm pretty sure I've mentioned that in my
Mind
videos
blown.
before, that my real name is Eric. That's where the name Sire comes from. It's just my name backwards.
Hell yeah. This straight up Recess. What was it? Like the, fuck, what was their names? The Pale Kids.
I wouldn't know. Are you talking about Wrinkly Kong, Luigi?
That was Logic talking.
I don't know.
Oh, no. I was just talking about the Pale Kids from Recess, because, like, there's these kids that, instead of going outside to play, they stay inside and play, like, Dungeons and Dragons and stuff. And, like, the way they make, like, some mystic names for their characters, they take their names and just say them backwards.
Anyway, I can already go off and say, this game, compared to the first two games, has a lot of collectibles. This is what started the whole collectathon for Donkey Kong. Because just looking at the save file, you could see there's a whole bunch of items you can get in this game.
Yeah. I mean,
Also, it's everybody's favorite side character that never comes back.
Fuck this kid.
I honestly don't mind Kitty, but at the same time, it's just I can see why people don't like him.
I'm just bored out of my mind. It's like, who cares? They just wanted an excuse to not use Donkey Kong.
My headcanon is that Kitty Kong grows up to be Chunky Kong in Donkey Kong 64.
No.
I think I think they do confirm that Chunky Kong is his older brother.
Something like that. Because there are... Yeah,
I mean,
and
that's
Tiny
fair.
Kong is Dixie's sister as well.
Yeah.
But also, there's a lot of collectibles in this game that you need in order to get 103%. This is the start of Rare making their collectathons have a shit ton of bonus items that you don't necessarily need to get, but you have to go out of your way to find. Like that shell and that mirror there. You need to collect a bunch of bear coins to buy them from him.
You gotta be joking.
Yeah. It's pretty easy, but there is a lot. I wouldn't say it's like a trade sequence.
It is a trade sequence, sort of, but you also...
like, you grab this...
Thing, though, you also need 55 bear coins to get both of those items, because it's 5 for the shell and 50 for the... Or it's either 50 or 30, but still, it's a lot. It's like, it's either 35 or 55 coins to get both of those items.
Yeah, what was it? I think, though, unlike, Donkey Kong Country 2, where if you save the game, like, power it off, then turn it back on, you lose your banana coins. I think with this one, your bear coins save between, like, power off.
Also, I'm showing this off early enough. If you know where all the hidden caves are, this is another collectathon that you need to get. You find these hidden caves that you have to play Simon on, and you get banana birds. Now...
Banana birds?
What are the banana birds for? Fuck you, that's why.
The colors on the crystals are based on the colors of the buttons on the Super Famicom controller. So with the so with the American localization version, they had to put the letters on there because kids didn't know that the buttons were different colors on the Japanese controller.
Yeah, and it's also it does help though that the crystals are oriented the same way as the buttons on the
Also,
controller.
a thing to note: once you find a bonus cave like that, you can keep redoing it over and over until you actually get it right. It's not a one and done thing, thankfully.
Yes.
Thank
fucking Christ.
The one thing to note too, with each one you find, the next one generally gets like one or two more
progressively
notes
harder
that you have
each
to
time you find
memorize.
one.
Yes.
Also, a thing to mention. David Wise does come back to do some songs in this game, but most of the soundtrack is composed by Evelyn Fisher, which is another point that people have against this game, because some people just don't care for her music style, and that's completely preference. I'm not going to blame anyone for having musical preferences.
Yeah, it's more like it's just
Yeah.
Like, what was it? 'Cause it does help though that she is still technically like a veteran of the Donkey Kong Country series, because she helped compose some parts of the first
she's
game.
just the head composer in this game specifically, because I think at this point David Wise was helping work on all the other Rare games that were being worked on the N64 at the time, like Jet Force Gemini and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Also, the way that you get DK coins in this game is drastically different from the first game, or from the second game. So you'll find these Kremlings with shields on them, and in order to get the DK coin, you have to hit them from behind with a steel barrel. That's the easiest one right there. They get progressively more puzzle-oriented with each level.
And sometimes it's just like, like that. I do like that. Like, kind of like, instead of just, oh, you found it, that's it. And it's like, oh, you found it, now grab it.
Also, there's a lot more hidden one-ups in this game. I'm not gonna...
like you need them.
You say that because by the end of this playthrough, I have over 99 lives, and you can get over 99. So, I think by the
Yeah, that's why I said, like I said, you need them.
By the time I get to the final world, it's not the Lost World. I think I have like 115 lives. Also,
yeah, I mean, if you guys remember,
I thought you were gonna say, I'm like, you say that, but I don't have any lives left by the time I get to the end. I'd be like, oh, that sounds like a skill issue.
Sorry, you were trying to say something, Logic.
All I'll say is, like, if you remember when we did our commentary on Donkey Kong Country 2, I hit the above 99 cap at some point, like near the end of the game. Well, not near the end.
Yeah.
Like halfway through.
Fair.
It's like, if it's continuous, you amass lives very easily.
Yeah, I feel like with this game in particular, you get lives way easier than the first two games. Like, hell, I already got 3 extra lives in the first stage.
Yeah, it doesn't take much. It doesn't take much to get lives in this game.
Yeah. I do like there's a lot of things I like about this game. Like, I don't like it as much as the first 2 games, especially not as much as I like 2. But there are some things that I like in this game that give it some charm, honestly.
Okay, so...
Like, just to point out, like, the example I wanted to bring up. It's, when you finish a level, or, like, each level has its own flag. And obviously, depending on who you finish it as, it either turns blue or pink. But also, if the flag is limp, that means you didn't find all the bonuses. And if you see a yellow flag with it, that means you found the DK coin. I like those little details.
I should say, I know for a fact that Logic's played through this game. Luigi, have you played DKC3?
I said right at the start I did.
You said a little bit, I'm sorry. You did mention that a little bit. Well, I mean, like, I didn't know how much of it you played. I'm sorry, we were talking about a lot of little things.
Yeah. I was saying I did 103% this game.
Because a lot of people
Because this is one of the few games I do remember actually getting 100%.
I will say, I feel like DKC3 is slightly easier than DKC2, but not by much.
Yes.
Yeah, like, it's overall easy, except until you get to, like, Krematoa.
Like, not even counting the Lost
Even
World.
then...
Like, I would say once you get to the point where you can... I'd say after the first 3 worlds, when you get the second vehicle from Funky and you can actually go to the next 3 worlds in any order, that's when it gets hard, because depending on which world you decide to go to, it can be a lot harder than you plan on it being. Because there's definitely a preset order that Rare wanted you to go in, but if you go in a different order, then you're gonna like, oh, this world's kind of hard, and then you go to the other one like, why does this world feel so much easier than the one I was just at?
Because
yeah, I know there are some games where they kind of have, I wouldn't say necessarily like an open world aspect, but they give you a choice between these worlds. But some people, or some developers, will make all of them the same difficulty, which is to say, maybe easy across the board, just so you're not screwing yourself. But there are some games where it's just, oh yeah, go ahead.
I was actually trying to agree with you.
Yeah,
it's just like, and then there are some games where it's just like, no, this one's definitely the one you're supposed to go to last, but you don't know that. Have fun.
Like with this game in particular, the first 2 worlds you have to do in order. After World 2, you can play the last 4 worlds or the last 5 worlds in any order you want, and it's very easy to tell which order the devs wanted you to go in, because if you go to, say, the water world for World 3. That's significantly easier than going to the factory world for World 3 instead, because they clearly want you to do the water world after World 2, but you can do the factory world instead and be like, screw that.
Is it weird that I like doing the factory world first, because it's like, I need the challenge.
No, it's fine. Like, that's why it's designed the way that it is. You can do them, and it becomes open world for the last 4 or 5 worlds.
If there's one thing I will say, though, I don't know what it is exactly. I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one. The boss of the snow world gave me nightmares.
I actually like that boss.
I don't think you're the only one. I
actually like that boss only because of the way that you fight him, and we'll get to that when we get to that world.
Yeah, it's just more the fact that, like, I think it's also like the back perspective of that boss fight. Like, we'll get to that when we get to that. But also, every time you hit it, it always did like, it's just like, oh.
I do like that you can tell that this is like one of the last Super Nintendo games ever made, because Rare really pushed the Super Nintendo to its limits with this game.
Oh, absolutely.
It's like, even Yoshi's Island didn't go.
In a technical aspect, like, I do appreciate how much this is like leaps and bounds more technical marvel than Donkey Kong.
Even Yoshi's Island wasn't nearly this tech savvy.
Oh, dude.
Oh, here's a nice little detail. So whenever you get banana birds, all the banana birds are always hanging out in Wrinkly's cave.
Yeah.
Also, there's another little Easter egg.
Let me play the N64.
Also, there's another Easter egg I'm going to show off right here.
I love this bird that you found. It's an energetic little thing, isn't it?
Dang. And this is Rare's nod of like, yeah, we're kind of not working on the Super Nintendo anymore. Because at this point they were working. Yeah. I think at this point they were in the middle of developing GoldenEye for N64. I could be wrong about that.
We could be very wrong. We're just kind of saying stuff. But yes, this came out in '96, the same year as the N64.
And GoldenEye was one of the launch games, I'm pretty sure.
Because DKC3 came out November 1st, 1996, and the N64 came out
literally a month after this game.
No,
or a month before. Yeah.
It came out September 29 in 1996.
Yeah, so that's why I said I think most of the team that was working on this game was also working on GoldenEye at the same time.
Name.
Hell yeah.
Also, this is the big trade quest with all these bears.
Well, fuck you too.
I think it's more that
fuck you too, Cole.
Like, sorry, not necessarily like the B team on this, but I think they had like their more experienced members working on N64 games, and I wouldn't necessarily say relegated this to the B team, and it shows. But I'm just saying, it's you could tell, like, for all its technical aspects and all that, you could tell that for some reason it didn't have as much going into it.
I mean, there is that what-if scenario of, like, what if they made DKC 3 for N64 instead? And honestly, I don't think it would have been as good.
No, I think you're onto something with that one.
I'll give DK64 shit for being way too big for its own good, but that's a technical marvel in itself. So
I also do like how throwing partners, in this game, it just feels like a what if throwing was a thing in the first game, because if you're throwing with Kitty, obviously he can throw Dixie way farther than Dixie.
Yeah, Kitty does have his pluses, like being a better thrower, and he's technically the faster of the two, which is kind of weird.
No, I think they're about the same.
Here's me trying to show.
Or I think Dixie is just slightly faster.
So Kitty has this thing where he can skip on water. Sadly, it's really only useful for like 3 levels because it's. I think at this point, like Rare's just like we don't know how to design a world around that mechanic. So we'll keep it in the game, but it's not gonna be useful very much. Like there's like 2.
I would say it's more that like it's kind of an advanced thing, and they don't really portray it well that people would know about it unless it was in the manual.
I think it was.
But even then.
But what I'm trying to.
It's also not like super strict, but it is like I struggle with it a lot.
What I'm getting at though is like it's used for finding maybe 3 bonus games in the entire game.
Yeah.
And most of.
This shit
And
sucks,
most of those bonus games you can get by using Dixie instead.
Yeah, that's like... My negative with this game is that mainly that Kitty Kong just feels unnecessary.
I've heard a lot of people say like, what if like it's still basically the plot to 2 again, but I've heard people say like, okay, what if Diddy was kidnapped but Donkey's still around, so it's Donkey and Dixie saving Diddy, and I'm like, I get it. But at the same time, it's already the plot's already similar enough to 2 to begin with. If they did it that way, it would just be a straight up remake of 2. So at least Kitty's a new character.
Yeah.
Whether you like him as a new character or not is completely your choice.
Yeah, I think in my case is that Kitty feels like he's just
Fair enough.
Kitty just feels like he's DK again.
Son of a.
Okay, so you're kind of floating on the air before. What the hell is going on there?
Fuck. Yeah. No. See, the way that works. The reason he can do that is because you can get a pseudo double jump with Kitty when you're in the air like that. So that's why he skips over the water. But if you hit jump just before he touches the water, he doesn't skip off the water. Instead, he just jumps. But then you miss the ability to bounce on the water. That's why I kept rewinding.
It's more like you were gliding over the water without bouncing over it, and it was messing your timing up. I get it.
Also, thank you, Logic, for downloading that Tom clip for us.
And thank you for not using the whole thing, because you'd be screwing yourself, I think.
Yeah, really.
I will use it. I will use the whole clip only when it's absolutely necessary.
I just wish, I was just a personal thing. I just wish that you kind of took my advice where it's just like the first time, do the whole thing. But then each time you use it, it gets progressively more and more cut. Where it's just
That's like, a little too much editing for me.
Motherfucker! It's like, shit,
I will
fuck. And then like the
I
second
will say
time.
one thing that's a little weird about this game. The environments kind of go all over the place, because for some, like, with this level in particular, somehow we're in a snow area when the entire place was all grassy and we were like on beach areas, and now suddenly it's winter. Like, okay, where did the snow come from on this part of the island?
You know,
Don't
I
ask
could
questions you don't want the answer to.
I'll give an answer anyway. I think it's more that I always took the first, because I think the first world is called Camp Orangatanga. And so it's like a camp setting, but I'm assuming like this snowy area, it's like up in the mountains. So it's just like, oh, mountain hiking like you would at camp sometimes.
To be fair, it is called in the manual it is called the Northern Cremasphere because Kremlings, and most of it is based very much on Canada. So any Canadian viewers, Canadian representation, it is in DKC3 a lot.
And may I say, this representation of your country looks very comfortable, but I do know someone that lives in Canada that would say
Fair
otherwise.
enough. I mean, anyone that's subscribed to the Great Clement would understand Canadian logic. He talks about living in Canada all the time.
Hell yeah. I always wanted to live in Canada.
Shit. I am so glad I'm
I
playing this off of the Switch, because without rewind, having to constantly go back into bonus levels just takes up so much time.
For some of them, yeah. Other ones, it's just like, oh, we're just dropping you right back in front of the barrel.
There's
right back
points
in.
where after you beat the bonus barrel, it shoots you like a
your
whole
ass back in there.
where after you beat the bonus barrel, it shoots you like a whole screen ahead. So if you screw up the bonus barrel, you have to walk back like a whole minute to get back to it. It's kind of ridiculous. And there's also points where
Now baking up that sausage, boy.
and there's also points where you have one shot at doing a bonus game, and if you screw it up, you got to play the whole level again. Screw that noise.
What was it? Ah, damn. What was I gonna say? I lost my train of thought. I don't think it was important.
Oh, by the way,
And then it becomes
this
important.
level I would say is probably the best level to grind lives in, because you get like 60 bananas at the very start of this level. It's super easy to just grind bananas at this level.
I will say, for this particular level, I think it has what I would consider the weakest gimmick, but not because it's just like, I mean, just that. It's just, like, you're transformed as Ellie the elephant the entire time. And you gotta, navigate around the dark and make sure she doesn't see any of the rat enemies, because she gets scared and runs back. I'm fine with that.
For people that don't understand that gimmick, it's a running myth that elephants are afraid of mice. That's the whole gimmick of this level.
A lot of
like
people would understand that, I think.
Like, they see something significantly smaller than themselves, then they freak out over it. That's the...
Holy shit,
To
what
go
is
back
that?
a little bit to what I was saying, the reason why I would use this level in particular to grind is not only do you get like 70 bananas every time you run through it, there's multiple green balloons that give you two ups. So you can run through this level and get about 5 lives insanely quickly. There is one other way to get lives even faster, but that also requires grinding bear coins, which takes just as long.
What was it, too? Oh, right. Another thing that I was remembering. I just remembered because at the end of the last level. This game in particular, I know... I can't really say the same for the first and second ones, but that just goes to show how little I actually know them. But the third game has just about a warp barrel in every level.
Is.
If you know where to find it, you could skip the entire
Yes, it's a callback
level.
to the first game, where the first game did have a couple of warp barrels that skipped the entire stage if you know where to look. You do not need to find them, and most of the time it's not worth looking for them in the first place.
No, it's really not.
Especially if you're trying to 103% the whole damn thing. But still, it's for speedrunners, that's
even if you're
perfect.
speedrunning, sometimes it takes longer to find the warp barrel than it is to just beat the level.
Not if you already know where it's at, which speedrunners do know, and they just immediately take them.
That's mine now.
I can sort of understand why people would not be a fan of this level in particular, because I've seen a lot of reviews of this game that say like this level in particular is the worst first impressions of Ellie that you could have done, and I'm like, I get it.
This level's dog shit because I hate it.
I wouldn't say it's terrible, but I understand why it would be a bad first impression for this animal character in particular, because it would. Though in a certain aspect, I can also say in a way, DKC1 did that with Rambi, where the first time you get Rambi, you don't really use him for anything. That's how I'll use it. When it's something that's super easy for me to do and I fuck it up, that's when I throw in that clip.
You will never escape.
Mother. Thank you, Tom.
Oh, God. What was it, too? Fuck. But yeah, like I was saying, I would say this is a very weak gimmick, and I do agree, where, like, this is definitely not the best first impression for, like, transforming into an animal buddy. because I don't mind the gimmick itself. It's just that it sometimes, like in some parts of the level, slows everything to a crawl while you go back, grab a barrel, toss it at the rat, or have to evade them in the light, and it's
It would
awkward.
be like if in DKC 2, the very first time you get to play Squawks is in Bramble Scramble of all stages. And technically that's the second stage where you play as Squawks, but at least you've used Squawks in an earlier stage so you understand how he works. Oh, by the way, Swanky's still here. Instead of him...
And now he's a carny.
He's a carny now. This is the spot in the game where you grind for lives. It only costs
I
one...
spent too much money on my game show. Now I'm broke.
So there's 3 different versions of this game. So you're playing against Cranky because Cranky needs something to do in this game.
And
so
he's an
Cranky
asshole.
just lives in Swanky. So Cranky just lives at Swanky's carnival, and you're just playing. It's basically just the bottle game where instead of shooting bottles, you're throwing balls at targets. So the bar on the right.
I hated it.
This game can be super easy or stupid hard. So for this particular one, you just have to get 3 in a row. You can tell how close you're getting by the bar on the right.
Yeah.
If you
you have to make sure it gets to your side before it gets to
if
Cranky's
the timer
side,
runs
obviously.
and if the timer runs out before you finish, whoever it's closest to ends up winning.
My one complaint, like you guys are saying, like if you get really unlucky, you're spending the whole minute trying to break the tie.
And if it
in my case, for some reason, when I try to do it, every single time it hit. Every single time, even though I was the one that won, technically, it still said
no, that'll happen.
Because the timer,
that'll happen.
went
Like
out.
I said, if it's closer to Cranky by the end of the timer, then Cranky technically wins.
No, I'm just saying. Even when it was in my favor, I would still lose.
Sometimes it glitches out like that. Like for this one in particular, this one you just keep going until the timer runs out, and either someone misses or whoever has the highest points at the end.
It's race to 25.
Oh yeah, race to 25.
Whoever reaches 25
whoever,
first wins.
Whoever gets to 25 or is the closest to 25 by the end of the timer. And this is the point where
I would prefer this one over the.
Yeah, actually, I would too if I remembered it was even here.
This is where the timer can be. This is where this game can get stupid annoying, because sometimes there's it might just be because I'm playing on the NSO, but sometimes there's a slight delay to when I throw things, so I just barely miss hitting a target even though I clearly hit it.
I feel like sometimes the target moves a little too soon.
Yeah. Some of your targets are twice the size of mine. That's bullshit.
That's classic Cranky for you. But this is why I said this is the fastest way to get extra lives. Because every time you win any one of these mini games, you get about 40 bananas.
40 bananas and like 4
so
coins, which it's a very easy to grind coins.
And if you lose, you still break even, so you get so you get at least 1 bear coin back. So it's very easy to just get your money back.
Yeah.
This is endurance.
Endurance is the.
Why is Cranky even here?
What?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Oh right, endurance. If you miss even
you
one,
lose.
you lose.
Now this is the one that can glitch out, because what happens with that is it keeps going until you get to 60 seconds, and it can get to a point where when it gets to 60, it just doesn't give you a target, and then the game just says you lost. I think that's what Luigi was referencing, is that sometimes it just decides you lose, and there's nothing you can do about that.
Well, in my case, it happened all the time.
Also, the first boss.
That's just how shit. That's just how shit my luck was.
I got to explain this really fast because he's already dead. You just jump on the barrel, knock over the bug, and throw the bug in his mouth, and he pushes himself back. He's dead in 2 hits.
Bye.
And
that is the fastest boss in the game, and they will never
easy.
be that fast again.
Just don't ask Vinny Vinesauce about the spider boss.
So that's 100% of World 1.
That was easy.
Yeah,
it was.
Easy enough, honestly.
And then it's just me going back to save.
Yeah. I'm also just like, wait, where's the kitty representation? There's no blue flags, man. What the fuck?
Who cares?
You want to know why there's
You're
no blue
right.
flags? Because I didn't get hit, damn it.
That's a fucking lie, but sure, we'll go with that.
I didn't. The
Yeah,
only
it's more
thing
that you were just. I think you just preferred to control
Dixie.
not Kitty.
I
Dixie.
do prefer to use Dixie only
Dixie.
because she plays exactly the same as she does in DKC2. So you can just skip a whole bunch of stuff if you know how to use your glide correctly.
A whole bunch of stiff.
Anyway, I'll just say now. So I managed the way I recorded this is I recorded an entire world for each part. So some parts might be slightly longer. Lost World. Sorry about that. I tried to cut that down as much as I possibly can. But do not expect every part to be 25 to 30 minutes. It depends on how long the world is. So we'll go on to the forest in the next part.
It's pretty much how I recorded too, where it's just like I did one world per world per video.
But the
understandably so.
worlds in DKC 2 and 3 are consistently inconsistent in length. So certain worlds will be a lot longer than other worlds, and some worlds will be super incredibly short. So
Oh shit!
All I'll say is, obviously with the 2 and 3 compared to 1, where I fit 2 worlds into each video.
Okay.
We'll see you for the next part.
Okay, we'll see.